Hello everyone. I decided to start a series on the channel where I make a relatively in-depth guide for every Warframe. The order will most likely be in whichever frames you guys ask for, depending on if I have them or not, since I don't have every frame in the game yet. For the beginning I decided to start with the main man himself. The sword-wielding, edge-loving, excessively screaming Excalibur. Because how could I not? Let's begin. For the sake of this video being a guide to the frame and not a showcase of an overpowered build, all the footage will be shown using no mods that affect the frame's abilities. Passive ability. Excalibur's passive makes him do extra damage and attack faster when he has a sword in his hand. As far as I know, this includes Nikanas, regular swords, dual swords and rapiers. However, if you are using Excalibur Umbra, he gets an extra ability to his passive. Going into operator mode will essentially turn him into a JoJo stand, using your arsenal by himself while you are free to do as you please like the little shitboy demon you are. Slash dash makes Excalibur use his exalted blade to dash between enemies, slashing them with it and dealing damage. During this ability, Excalibur is completely invincible until he runs out of enemies to dash to. As you can see, even at 100% power strength, this ability still does fairly decent damage for what it actually is. Keep in mind that the detection for enemies to dash to can be a little inconsistent at times, but luckily the low energy cost means you can recast it quickly with little risk. Slash dash can also be a tool for mobility, due to the distance you travel being affected by power range. The higher the range, the farther you'll slash. At 100% power range, slash dash doesn't go very far, but at something like 235% power range, it can be very useful for covering distance quicker than bullet jumping. Although this obviously will not work if there are any assholes nearby for you to lock onto, since Excalibur will go sicko mode on them instead of going where you tell him to, because he's a dick. Radial Blind and Radial Howl. Excalibur's second ability, Radial Blind, is renamed to Radial Howl when using Excalibur Umbra, but they both work the same way for the most part. Activating it will temporarily blind all enemies in an area around you that is affected by power range. How long they're blinded for is affected by power duration. Blinded enemies are also open to melee finishes, which most people would call good shit. This does, however, make killing everyone take absolutely forever. Excalibur Umbra's Radial Howl also has the ability to completely negate all damage resistance built up by sentient dickheads, which makes killing the bastards far less of a traumatic and painful experience. Radial Javelin. Radial Javelin works similar to Radial Blind, except it is a damaging ability instead of CC. Activating it will send a total of 12 javelins to seek out enemies and wreck their shit. The amount of javelins cannot be changed, but the damage can through power strength. This is Excalibur's most mediocre ability and is also the most simple overall. Exalted Blade. Exalted Blade is easily the most powerful ability in Excalibur's arsenal. It's a channel toggle ability and acts as a melee weapon. Activating it unsheaths a light sword of fucking annihilation that does damage that scales based on power strength. The Exalted Blade can also be modded separately in the arsenal to make it even more powerful. Even at 100% power strength, it cleaves through level 50 to 100 enemies like they're absolutely nothing. Using Radial Blind and Radial Howl before attacking also gives the blade bonus damage due to them being blinded. Doing a slide attack with the Exalted Blade will produce a miniature Radial Blind that has half the energy cost, but just under half the duration and a third of the range. If you use slash dash while you have the Exalted Blade out, slash dash will receive a damage boost while also making your slashes send out piercing waves from the blade that cut through targets and damage all that it passes through. Well, that's everything that needs to be covered on Excalibur. I hope you enjoyed this guide and hopefully learned something new. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like the video and subscribe to my shit show of a channel. Thanks for watching.